everyone, this is CricketSong with Lunar Wisdom, and today's video is going to be about dreams and dream interpretation. I had a viewer subscriber ask me to talk about dream interpretation. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is dreams themselves. And again, this is from my personal experience. I'm not an expert in any sense, just what's been revealed to me through my own experiences. Personally, I find I have three different types of dreams, or things that I would classify as dreams. And the reason why I classify them as dreams is because they usually occur after I have gone to bed and have fallen asleep. Okay, these aren't the things that I experience during my waking time, but during the time when I am asleep. Now, the three different types of dreams that I have experienced is number one, the first type is clearly sort of like reliving or working through an experience that I may have had during that day. For example, say I watched a movie with my daughter during the day, and then in my dream I find like pieces or characters from that dream I've had experience with them in my dream. They kind of like cross over. And when I record the dream, I can clearly see the connection to what happened to me during that day. So that's the first type of dream that I have. The second type of dream is something that I would call, I guess, a journey or an experience on the astral plane, where it's clear that there is, it was an experience I had, an out-of-body experience where I went to another realm and clearly experienced or traveled somewhere else and had interactions in that other realm. And then the third type of dream that I have is a vision or a communication with spirit or non-physical entities, spiritual entities. Sometimes it's a particular god or goddess, sometimes it's experiences with my spirit guide or any spirit guide, sometimes it's an experience or a communication with my master teacher, sometimes it's an experience with my higher self. But those are clearly different from an out-of-body experience or a journey or the average dream. So these three different types of dreams, I believe other people experience them as well. And for me, it took some time to understand which dreams were which types of experiences. And what was helpful to me is keeping a dream journal and really, looking back at each dream. Now, when it comes to dream interpretation, for me, some of the experiences or dreams that I have are pretty straightforward. I find that there is, for me, no reason to try and interpret an astral projection or a journey. It's pretty straightforward, and I can pretty well understand what's going on. Sometimes the communications that I have, or the visions from spirit or the spirit realm, and sometimes my average dream hold symbolism that I find is beneficial for interpretation. Now, I was going to grab my book, but I didn't grab it. So you can find dream dictionaries where you can look up different symbols and look up the meaning of that symbol. And actually, I'm going to find that dream dictionary because I want to actually talk about it. I found the dream dictionary that I wanted to share with you. So this is an example. It's the Illustrated Dream Dictionary by Russell Grant. But you can find tons of dream dictionaries. This is just one I happen to have. Okay, so say I had a dream, the first example dream that I gave you, where it's just like an average dream, and I dreamt about a man with a mustache. And he was the main focus of my dream. And in this dream, the man with a mustache was walking with me down this path near a lake, and we ended up sitting on a bench and we talked about the weather. And that was my whole dream. Now, if the things, when I journal about the dream and I remember the man, mustache, bench, path, and lake. So I'm going to go to this illustrated dream dictionary and look up some of the examples. So the first one that sticks out is mustache. So I look in here and I look under a mustache. And what it says here is, a mustache is a warning not to let petty irritations explode into major problems. Shave one off and a break with your partner is likely, but don't fret, there's someone new on the horizon. So the dream dictionary, at least this one, is telling me that the mustache is a warning not to let petty irritations explode into major problems. But for me personally, when I think of a mustache, my great-grandfather comes to mind because he always had a mustache. My great-grandfather on my dad's side, my paternal great-grandfather. And when I think of my paternal great-grandfather, I actually have warm feelings of love and caring, and all these images about family come to mind. So for me, that man with the mustache, I don't resonate with the idea that it's talking about problems, small irritations exploding into big ones. But for me, the man with a mustache brings to mind my grandfather. So then I would jot down great-grandfather. So then we talked about a bench. Let's see if that's in here. Some of them sometimes aren't in there, in here. Bench. Watch your work or you could lose your job. A wooden bench denotes a small but pleasing gain. A stone bench means an even bigger profit. Seeing others sitting on a bench could mean the death of an enemy. Watch your work or you could lose your job. Well, actually, when I think of a bench, and in my dream it's a wooden bench, it actually brings to mind this park I used to visit when I was a child, and we would sit on the bench and feed the ducks. So my feelings associated with the bench was pleasant and happy. So we have now my grandfather with family and feeling happy, and the bench, again, feeling happy as a child from childhood. Okay, I feel those two are my interpretations. And then there was a path, walking on a path. So let's see what this says about paths. Path. A wide one predicts happiness through friends. A narrow one and you are in for some kind of struggle. Take care and you will come out of it well. Happiness through friends. Well, this, I would say, yeah. The path that this man with the mustache and I were walking along before we sat on the bench, happiness through friends, that seems to resonate with me. And when I think of the other symbolisms in the dream, that seems to resonate as well. And then the last point in my dream was the lake. So let's see if there's something about a lake in here. Lake. Lake. A clear, calm lake is a symbol of future happiness and success, but if the water is rough or dirty, a difficult period in life is just ahead. Cross a lake in a boat, jump into it. Okay, so clear, calm lake is a symbol of future happiness and success. Well, this man with the mustache and I were walking down the path, sat on the bench, and it was by a lake. Actually, for me, when I think of lake, I think of water. And when I think of water, I think of more like divination or emotions. I guess I could put that with happiness. And in my dream, the lake was pretty calm. It was very beautiful, and it reflected a lot of water. So I feel like for me, this dream, if I was going to interpret this dream, would mean that it was something about happiness with my family and friends and bringing, you know, that joy and happiness from childhood forward. And I feel like when we're talking about the lake there was some emotion. So it's sort of more of a feel-good dream for me. So my point being is, when you're, in my opinion, when you're interpreting your own dreams, it's important to take into consideration your own symbology and your own interpretations of the things that are appearing in the dream. I don't feel like the interpretations that you find in any dream dictionary is going to be 100% for everyone, because we all have different unique life experiences. I'm not saying don't consult a dream dictionary, but don't feel like if the definition doesn't quite sit right with you or doesn't make sense that you have to believe it, because I feel like it's just someone else's interpretations of it. And use your own intuitiveness to interpret your dream for yourself. I hope that makes sense. I don't think I have anything else to say about dream interpretation. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to put them, to this video or send me a message. If you liked the video, then like it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and check me out on Facebook, okay? And as always, I love you. Mwah.